In a small, quiet village, there lived an old woman named Miriam. She wasn't wealthy, and her life was far from perfect. Her house was modest, her clothes were worn, and her days were filled with simple tasks. Yet Miriam had something that made her the envy of everyone around her, a sense of unshakable happiness. Villagers gossiping near a well, some pointing towards Miriam's house. People often wondered how Miriam could remain so cheerful. They had seen her face hardships, poor harvests, cold winters, and even the loss of loved ones. Despite it all, her smile never faded. One day, a young villager, tired of his own struggles, decided to ask her the secret to her happiness. The young man approaches Miriam's house, knocking on the door. She invites him in with a welcoming smile. The man sat down and asked, "Miriam, how can you be happy no matter what happens? Life has been so unfair to you, yet you never seem to complain." Miriam chuckled softly and said, "Ah, my dear, let me tell you a story." A flashback to a younger Miriam, working in the fields under the hot sun. "When I was younger, I used to believe that happiness came from getting what I wanted, a good harvest, wealth, or recognition. But life doesn't always give you what you want. One year, a storm destroyed my crops, and I felt like the world was against me. I was miserable, angry, and lost." A younger Miriam sitting alone, looking defeated, as rain pours outside. One day, an old traveler came through the village. Seeing my despair, he handed me a small pebble and said, "This pebble holds the secret to happiness. Carry it with you, and you will find joy in any situation." I was skeptical, but I kept the pebble in my pocket anyway. Miriam walking through her daily life, the pebble always in her pocket. Days turned into weeks, and I started noticing a change. Whenever I felt frustrated, I'd touch the pebble and remind myself of the traveler's words. Slowly, I began to see beauty in the smallest things, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of children, the taste of fresh bread. I realized something profound. The pebble wasn't magical. It was my perspective that had changed.